Pleasure Island is unlike any other island you've ever visited. This is an oasis of 7 nightclubs, restaurants, and stores. These aren't your average establishments. Welcome to clubbing Disney style. If Pleasure Island becomes a success, and Disney believes it will, you may see more of these complexes throughout the country. Wendy Chioji, News Center 2, Pleasure Island.
Before it was Disney Springs, it was Downtown Disney. Before Downtown Disney, it was known as the Disney Village Marketplace. Before that, it was known as the Walt Disney World Village. And before that, the entertainment district at Walt Disney World was known as the Lake Buena Vista Shopping Village, all the way back on March 22, 1975. The original purpose of the Lake Buena Vista Village was to serve the residents of the original concept for EPCOT. The
experimental prototype city of tomorrow
was originally to be a hybrid park/residence where companies would showcase new innovations that were on the cutting edge of technology. The city was to be a glimpse of the progress always going on in the world, and this was one of Walt Disney's personal biggest passion projects before his death. And although other plans from Walt's Florida project did eventually go through, in Walt's absence, the original plan for EPCOT was reworked into what it is today. The village would then be reworked into the Walt Disney World Village in 1977, and the new idea was to attract visitors of Walt Disney World, and it was to become an entertainment hub, with the idea to keep guests on property by providing nightlife, shopping, and restaurants outside of the parks. In the late 1980s, clubs began popping up in downtown Orlando, and Disney CEO
Hello? 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 Hello?
Disney CEO Michael Eisner was looking to attract young adults to the resort, which had a reputation around the younger crowd of being for kids. Disney would announce plans for Pleasure Island in 1986. Eisner thought that if others were doing nightclubs, that Disney would do it, except they would do it better. Pleasure Island would open on May 1st, 1989, the same day as Disney's MGM Studios.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come celebrate New Year's Eve tonight and every night on Pleasure Island. An entire island featuring 6 nightclubs and a variety of entertainment, from music and dancing to stage shows and comedy. And every night is a once-in-a-lifetime New Year's Eve celebration that spills out onto the streets. Make a night of it on Pleasure Island, near the Disney Village.
Originally, every night, Pleasure Island would have celebrations that started at midnight. They ranged with various themes like Mardi Gras, a Congo Line party, and a New Year's Eve party. This was all housed adjacent to the Walt Disney World Village, which was again later renamed to the Disney Village Marketplace. In 1995, the area was completely rebranded. The Disney Village Marketplace was now combined with Pleasure Island and renamed to the Downtown Disney District. This change brought along with it Cirque du Soleil, Disney Quest, and the Virgin Megastore. But the main draw was arguably still Pleasure Island and its various nightclub experiences. Pleasure Island operated on an open gate policy, which meant you only paid if you wanted to attend one of the nightclubs. Among those clubs were traditional dance and music experiences with era or genre-specific clubs. For example, the Rock and Roll Beach Club, where live bands would play classic rock hits. The BET Soundstage Club, which featured hip-hop, reggae, and R&B dance music, as well as the ultra-popular 8 Tracks, which was a 70s disco-themed nightclub, with a disco ball, 70s decor, fashion, and popular music of the decade. The most popular venue was the Mannequins Dance Palace, which played techno and house music coupled with a state-of-the-art sound system and a state-of-the-art lighting system, which made for a fantastic rave-like atmosphere. Pleasure Island also housed some unique nightclub experiences like Adventures Club, which was a 1930s themed explorers club that is themed with old artifacts from a far-off expedition. Some of the artifacts weren't as they seem. There were some that would come to life throughout the evening. Cast members would also go around telling tall tales and instructing you on the activities that were planned for the evening. Another unique venue was the Comedy Warehouse, where people would perform improv, they would tell jokes, and have comedians that would take audience suggestions and make jokes on the fly. Transportation to Pleasure Island and Downtown Disney was provided for free by Disney World Bus from any hotel on Disney property. Accommodations could also be made to arrive by boat if you were staying at the Old Key West Resort or the Port Orleans Resort. Pleasure Island's decline began in the early 2000s. In 2004, a series of management changes took place, leading to a different culture starting in the island. The first change was the removal of turnstiles to allow more guests to walk through the island and increasing foot traffic to the west side. This led to more families in the once adult-only spaces, making the clubs feel more family-oriented rather than adult entertainment. The year also saw the first permanent closure of a club when Pleasure Island Jazz Company shut down and was later replaced by Raglan Rogue. This was significant because it was the first attempt for an outside company to operate a venue on the island, and it also assured that the island being an exclusive area for clubgoers and adults was no more. Fast forwarding to 2007 and even more changes happened. The nightly New Year's show that had been a staple of the district's launch was removed. The fireworks were removed and the West End stage was now torn down. Disney also began spending less money on its advertising for Pleasure Island, and to add to the apparent downward spiral of the island, in the summer of 2007, there was a pipe bomb explosion in the parking lot. Shortly after this, they upped the security, and new gang crackdowns began. This made a lot of people perceive Pleasure Island as unsafe, and made many fear attending the clubs, even though, again, it was issues with Downtown Disney, not Pleasure Island specifically. Public opinion on the state of Downtown Disney would begin to change following these events, and Disney claimed that surveys from that time showed that their guests wanted more dining and shopping experiences in Downtown Disney. The wind down of the area was apparent, but it was still profitable according to Kevin Lansbury, the VP of Downtown Disney at the time. So why did it close? Well, even though the space was profitable, Disney saw an opportunity to make more revenue by utilizing the space differently. They began taking third-party companies by the boatload and charging them exorbitant rents that they knew would be taken up instantly because everybody wanted to get into Disney property. This meant lower operation costs and higher profits. We saw this come to fruition when Downtown Disney saw its latest change and rebrand into Disney Springs in the summer of 2016. With this came a luxury boutique-style shopping mall, with huge brands having storefronts on the property, as well as a new slew of restaurants and minor entertainment venues. There were some minor music venues left over, but all of them were now more family-oriented than the clubs of yesteryear. Speaking of the clubs, by this point, they were all pretty much gone, and those spaces were now housed by retailers and restaurants, and a freshly renovated area that's hardly recognizable to anybody who doesn't know what was once there, booming back in the 1990s.
Next, join us for the best of science, nature, and comedy in Walt Disney Presents.
Dateline Walt Disney World. When the sun sets in Central Florida, an incredible island of nighttime entertainment comes to life. It's Pleasure Island, now open at Walt Disney World.
We expected it to be terrific and fun. It's been more than that. It's been a wonderful, terrific street party every night out here. You have to think of Pleasure Island as one big nightclub with 7 rooms that have entertainment, and each one of the restaurants is some of the best food you'll get in the East Coast.
Besides dining, there's shopping, dancing, and roller skating?
The Zephyr Rock and Rollerdrome is a combination of 50s through 80s music performed by a live band called the Time Pilots.
Endless evenings of exciting entertainment await visitors who voyage to Pleasure Island.
Hello? 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 Hi. Hello. Here we go.